You know, you gave the perfect segue there with everybody had fun. Most everybody ever had fun. You know, we can't begin this any other way than talking about the biggest news of the last 24 hours. You know, Kayvon Pope last night threw a temper tantrum that was pretty unbecoming, to say the least. You know, certainly unbecoming of someone who wears an Ohio State jersey, but obviously just a pretty bad moment for him. Hard to know whether or not he really quit in the middle of the game kind of thing, although it may have kind of looked that way. But he was essentially sent off to the locker room. And then today, the news that Ryan Day essentially said, hey, no mas, and we'll continue to give you the scholarship through the end of semester and give you access to the resources that, you know, student athletes have available to them. But he's dismissed from the football team. He's done. And I don't blame Ryan Day one bit for, you know, I don't think he had much of a choice. I'm not really sure what more he could have done in that situation. So, you know, Kayvon Pope is going to, I would assume, try to play football elsewhere. You know, I don't know if and where he'll land on his feet. I'd have to think he's a good kid and that he had a bad moment. But the problem, and Z, you've been around a lot of high-powered football teams. You know, you get playing time when the coaching staff trusts you. It's not based on your ability. That's a factor. But you got to earn the trust of the staff. I don't think anybody's ever questioned the physicality and the potential for Kayvon Pope. But perhaps what we saw last night in a moment of frustration and vulnerability for him, perhaps that's exactly why he hasn't gotten on the field. You know, I don't want to speculate beyond that. I think he did the right thing by apologizing today. I commend him for taking the first step and trying to right a really tough wrong. But he's going to have the stigma carried with him now the rest of his playing career in college. And if he's lucky enough to play beyond that, this moment is always going to be there. That was a pretty tough scene last night.
Yeah, it's going to be looked back at as the Kayvon Pope incident. And to take that away from a 59-7 victory, that'd be the first thing. You know, Ryan Day in his press conference last night, I think 3 different reporters asked him about it. And kudos to Ryan Day. He handled it really well. Ryan said, I don't know. I don't know enough that happened. Like, I'm coaching in a game. I have guys on the sideline that are taking care of these different types of situations for me. We're going to have to evaluate. And kudos to him to take his time, take a deep breath, and look back into it. But it's a great story for young athletes. And the reason I say that is Twitter's an outstanding way of promoting yourself. And I'm preaching to the choir. A lot of people have heard this. Twitter and Instagram or in your Snapchat are the highlights of your life. People look at those things, celebrate what you're doing that's great. When you're frustrated, don't go out and air your grievances on Twitter or Instagram, because guess what? There's somebody who works 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, who's just getting by financially. And the little bit of money they have, guess what they do with that money? They go to the Buckeye ticket office and they go buy tickets to watch Ohio State football play. And this is what they see. They see a Twitter rant by somebody who's getting cost of attendance, somebody who gets a full scholarship at The Ohio State University and gets to run out of that tunnel every single weekend and represent one of the greatest stories in college football history. It's insulting to the Buckeye fan base. It's insulting to the sport. It's insulting to his teammates. And it's insulting really to his family. And unfortunately, that little Twitter thing on his phone, that's a grenade. It's a live grenade you carry with you at all times. And the grenade has that little pin. That's one tweet. One tweet can change your life. And that's what's going to happen. Now, because of the ability that he has, his God-given ability, because this morning his Twitter account was probably inundated with inbox messages of hate, messages of support, and inbox messages of saying, hey, man, we got a spot for you to come play linebacker for us. And he's going to have an opportunity to go somewhere else and play. And I can't promise you it's going to be in the Big Ten. I can't promise you it's going to be another Power 5 school. Somebody is going to take an opportunity on him. As a good Catholic, I always forgive. But after a while, there has to be some discernment as well. And it's going to take a lot of time to figure out if he's the right guy for your football program that you want to build around. And understand when things get tough, and by meaning get tough, he doesn't have things go his way. Looks around, his teammates are celebrating, having a great time. playing in front of national television on the Big Ten Network, and this is how he acts. That's the guy you want in your locker room. That's the guy you want going forward. There's got to be a lot of evaluation going forward with that. And, I really wish him the best. Young men make decisions every single day across this great country that are positive and that are negative. And unfortunately, because he wears the block O, it's amplified greater than it is for the average kid doing things on a daily basis. So, best of luck to him. But, like I said, I can't give Ryan Day enough credit for the way he handled it. And going forward, he's going to learn from this. It changed his life last night, and hopefully for the better.
And I can't add much better perspective than that. All I would say is, it's certainly my hope in my life, and I know a lot of people share this, that, we're not defined by our worst moments and rather by the character you show in tough moments. And we're all human. We all make mistakes. At the end of the day, he is a kid. He's not a paid professional. I'm not going to bury somebody for making a mistake, but I think it's unfair if I don't at least, acknowledge the gravity of that mistake. To say what he said on Twitter, I don't care if you deleted it or not. It's unacceptable by every standard you can use. So I wish him well. I hope he learns from it. I hope he gets another opportunity, because I believe in second chances, but I hope he's legitimately remorseful for what happened and not just putting something else out there. Again, I didn't talk to Kayvon. I don't know what he's feeling right now, other than probably, I'm in trouble. I hope he legitimately is remorseful for the way he handled that situation, like he said. And I wish him well moving forward.